There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonko table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonko table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, folks. Welcome to the latest and the greatest from the Yonko table. That is the voice of Grand Maester Hoop of House Valarian coming at you from the newly rebuilt, the queen that never was, named after Rhaenys, because that's right, folks. We're here to talk about House of the Dragon. That's right, folks. House of the Dragon is the hit spinoff to HBO's Game of Thrones that seeks to detail the great Targaryen civil war between the Team Green and the Team Black. So, goodness gracious, we're here to discuss the finale. We're here. We've made it 8 episodes later. We're here for the finale, the queen whoever was. 8 episodes in, we've covered each one, and now we're closing out for another 2 years or so before we're back. With me, as always, is fellow Yonko, DrJaceAttorney of House Martell. DrJaceAttorney, are you sad to see House of the Dragon go, or were you left with enough to chew on for another 2 years?
Another 2 years? We have to wait. Oh, God.
Two.
What happened to the good old days when Game of Thrones came out every year? We had something to look forward to. Enough to chew on, yes. I honestly think this season finale was better than last season's in terms of leaving things off on the chessboard. You have all the pieces on the chessboard laid out, and the war, the actual Game of Thrones, happens next season. It's kind of like how in Game of Thrones, you were always like, where are the dragons? When are they coming? When are they coming? And here, it's like, where's the war? When's the war happen? When's the fighting happen? It happens next season. It's season 3. I'm here for it.
Yes, indeed. The chessboard has been set. The players have all been established. And yes, enough to chew on. Listen, folks, we got a full house. House of the Dragon. The council has come, and we are here to dissect everything given us here. Let's see who's joining our small council tonight. All right, other members of our small council. The finale. Was it up to par with what you expect or want from a Game of Thrones finale? Where do y'all stand?
Yeah, so I think I loved it. Really, again, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, it's that type of show that when it has action, it's out of this world. But even when it doesn't have that action, those action-packed sequences, the script and the intrigue and all that suspense, just with the dialogue and the machinations behind, really, really build up that tension for you. And I really felt, just like Dr. J said, they're setting up the pieces in that chessboard, and now they're really going to war. They set up the players, they set up the armies, and yeah, I honestly loved this finale.
I really loved this finale as well. It was a perfect ramp up to this war that we're so excited to see. And I just have so many emotions towards all the different characters. I think they did a great job on pulling on all those strings. And I'm just genuinely excited to see like how this plays out and how everyone ends up.
I don't think I have anything new to add. I also enjoyed the finale. I will say, I hope HBO gets better at like locking down their episodes, because unfortunately I am on the internet, and so I did get spoiled a couple days ago because the episode leaked.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I think like I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, why is this so familiar? That's because I did accidentally read about some of these things. So hopefully they do a better job at locking things down so I can, or maybe I just need to like delete Twitter whenever leaks happen. But I really enjoyed the episode. I feel really similarly of just being able to set up for next season. I think I've seen a lot of like complaining from fans about this season, but because it was so like setup heavy. But personally, I need the emotional investment. I need to know who these people are and what their motivations are, and have some kind of backstory to care whatever inevitable fallout and violence and death, etc. happens in a war. So if I don't know you, I don't know if I feel as connected in terms of like the character work. So I appreciate it, the setup, as we're moving towards, I imagine, a lot of action in season 3. So
we've said it before on this pod, the payoff is as good as the setup that it took to get there. Indeed, plenty of setup throughout this season. We had some payoff here and there, but definitely season 3 should probably, pay us back in full for sure. Well, I mean, here we are talking about a lot of this great setup. Let's get into this. Goodness, I actually avoided all the leaks. I didn't see a single leak. I thought I was gonna get leaked and spoiled, but I dodged them. I don't know how, but sorry, Dr. Rika. It is what it is. But yeah, it's okay because seeing it is different. Let's pick up literally where episode 7, the Red Sewing, ended, with Aemon One Eye on the run. Let's break down Aemon One Eye. A lot has transpired with this man. He's a coward is what he is, and he's a whiny little boy. And when you give a whiny little boy a big old dragon, he's gonna use it and act like a spoiled rotten brat. And this is what he's doing. And he's showing his true colors. He ain't fit. He's Prince Regent for a reason. He needs to go. Don't put your hands on Helena ever again, okay?
Is that where you draw the line?
Correct. He needs to go. He's a problem. Why? Do you not agree?
I agree he's a problem. I'm surprised you hate him so much now. Once he said, Elena, mount Dreamfire and get out there. That's where you're like, nope, he's gone too far. He's irredeemable.
He's gone too far.
He's got to go.
You can kill thousands of people. It's a war. We get it. But when you put your hands on your sister, that's a problem.
We all draw our lines in the sand somewhere. But yeah, definitely just a power-hungry, ambitious kid throwing a tantrum. That was pretty much Aemon in a nutshell in this episode.
It was nice to get him down a peg or two, because I think once he did claim Vhagar way back then in season 1, he's kind of just had this high that lasted for so many years.
Big dick energy.
I guess. I mean, like
Excuse my language.
Once he saw that Rhaenyra was squaring up at the end of last week's episode with all her dragons, he's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna be challenged in the upcoming season. Great. And it knocked him down a peg or two. I like that. Aemon is quaking in his boots and he's getting desperate. Unfortunately, it's at the cost of him being dumb, like slaying all those people at what's the name of the city?
Sharp's Point.
Sharp's Point. Yeah, he's gonna keep making mistakes, lashing out in anger. I can't wait to see how desperate he gets.
Yeah, I feel like Aemon as a character is at his best when he does have something to kind of work against. That's the whole purpose of his character. That's his history. And so I think in the last few episodes to see him he has the power. He is on the throne and Aegon taken out of action, and so he can make the decisions. And I find it more interesting for him to be at this place now, knowing that all of his machinations and plans, etc., maybe won't work out because Rhaenyra is also putting things together for herself. And so if he's heading to Harrenhal, there's also that showdown with Daemon, and they are foils of one another. So I find it really interesting just to see where he's at, and he works the best when he actually has that competition, because that's what molded him in the first place, is having something to work against. So
yeah, he's he's gotten comfortable to a certain degree. He hasn't had anyone to truly challenge his power or Vagar's power. You know, it's like that arrogance that he's had is like, I truly am a god amongst men. And now it's like, no, you're not invincible. You're human. And it's like, you have one enormously powerful dragon. Yeah, but we got 7. It's like, you know, come at your own risk. We'll show you that you can bleed.
It goes back to that famous line that Grandmaster loves so much.
Which line?
From your favorite movie. You know which one. Tell me, do you bleed?
Ew, no.
I forgot. It's the wrong comic book mythos. I'm sorry.
Well, I think the hubris of Aemon is being exposed greatly here. You know, a lot of this stuff just went under his nose. You know, no one told him about Sea Smoke when they I think you should tell him. All right, I guess none of us are gonna tell him. All the bastards just waltzed out of King's Landing. He looks like a fool too. So when it comes to this lashing out, yeah, they made him a fool. You know, his next big thing is to I'm gonna close off the ships. We're gonna inspect each ship. You know, he's gonna ruffle up more feathers of these people, and he's unfolding at the seams. You know, at one point he very much had it together. It is nice to see his back kind of pushed against the wall, because this will really truly be a testament to kind of his prowess when it comes to strategy and whatnot. But he is instilling more fear in many folks. You got Aegon, who's already been fearful, and now he finds himself in a peculiar, you know, choice here. What do we make of Aegon's choice? Oh God, I love see. Say what you will about Larys and the feat, but the man's got a plan. The man is smart. This was good. This was good stuff. He said, "Why fight when you can run?" Actually, that's what Jack Sparrow said. We must fight by running away.
That's why you like it.
It makes sense to me. He's right. Your brother's crazy. Your brother's gonna kill you.
No, yeah, it's honestly a sound plan. He's saying like, hey, come on. Your brother's crazy. Your brother's angry. He's unhinged. He's going to lash out at something or someone. That someone is likely going to be you. And you can do nothing about it now. So let's run away. Let's let him and Rhaenyra duke it out, kill each other in the process. And in the ashes of the war, the ashes of the city that will remain after their war, and once they've done killing themselves, you come in. And it's like, again, it's just that, and it's also that Larys, even though he has his ambitions, he has his agenda, etc., 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 he does feel a kinship with Aegon now. It's like, I see a little bit of myself in you. You know, I'm like part of this noble family, and now I'm a cripple. The world looks down upon me because of my physical state, my disability. But that shouldn't stop you from taking your rightful place. So I found it interesting. I like those Aegon Larys interactions. I really do.
I kind of like how he was his
wisdom.
I like how he was his hype man a little bit towards the end. He's like, they'll call you Aegon the Rebuilder. I forgot what was the last one.
The Peacemaker.
The Peacemaker. What was the last one that he
Victorious.
But what was the last one? What was the last one?
I think it was the Victor.
Was it Victorious?
Well, Aegon called himself like the Realm's Delight, which was
the Realm's Delight.
Yes,
which was Rhaenyra's title.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Rhaenyra's title?
It was.
Yeah, the Realm's Delight.
Right.
Full circle.
It was a nice bow on it. I didn't need to see Aegon the rest of the episode. I was satisfied.
I mean, he wasn't gonna do much the rest of the episode.
Oh wow.
He was very limited to what he could do.
I will say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, take it.
Oh, I was just gonna give a shout out to Tom Glencarney, the actor for Aegon. I think I mentioned like maybe during the first episode that something that would be interesting for the season would be seeing which actor would really step up after Paddy Constantine, who was Viserys last season, obviously stepped away because his character died. But having like these veteran actors, even like Otto Hightower, not having Reese, throughout the whole season, you have these veteran actors not present who have like very much are on screen and have a lot of charisma and just are really excellent actors. I thought Tom was really good this season, and I think a lot of folks were. I imagine you could just go down a list of different folks who were really wonderful, but I just want to give him credit because for a character that I very much did not like in season 1 for a lot of reasons, I think I can't say I was like empathetic. I don't even know if I'm sympathetic, but I can say I found him intriguing. And I think that comes down to how he worked with the script and what he was given, because he wasn't given a lot at this point. But what he had was, I thought, really, really, really good.
I think we just see a range with him, Tom. In the beginning of the season, he's like, I'm king. I can do whatever. Then quickly we see my son, which has now been memed, that whole line. And then we go see him here, and at the bottom of the bottom for his character. And there is a gray line. You can feel sympathy, you can feel empathy, but then you got to remember he is kind of a piece of shit still, and Game of Thrones does a very good job at, making you feel something you don't probably want to feel for some of these characters. Because like, despite all the bad things that happened to Aegon, he's done a number of bad things to get him here. So it is definitely intriguing to watch him maneuver. It'll be intriguing to see where he goes from here. I don't know what he does from here other than wait it out. I don't think you take an active part in the next coming conflict. What can he do?
He rebuilds.
What is he rebuilding first?
Well, he has to rebuild himself.
Oh, that's where it could. Yes.
Character growth.
He has to rebuild himself.
There it is.
Game of Thrones did it with Theon.
Another broken
they
character.
did it with Jaime Lannister.
Well, they did it with Jaime Lannister, and they just really botched the job at the end for God knows what reason.
We're just talking about Jaime from before season 7.
No, Jaime before season 7 until episode 2 of season 8. After that, it's like you just threw everything you did in the trash. But that's another conversation. But yeah, he is like Aegon the Rebuilder. Yeah, he has to rebuild himself before he can rebuild a kingdom. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how he rebuilds himself. If he does rebuild himself. But if they go through that route, it would be very interesting.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Aegon is on his Prince Zuko.
He's on his Prince Zuko.
Oh God! Why? Because he was burned. Because he was burned.
He's about to be a commoner. He's about to live amongst the people, and he's about to be treated like trash.
And is Laris Uncle Iroh? Is that where you're going for?
Laris is Uncle Iroh.
I really, I don't know if I want Zuko.
Draw the line.
Compared to like a rapist.
There we go. Draw the line, Dr. Rika. There we go.
Because Zuko, there's a whole history there.
Zuko has more honor. They
really unraveled that quite well.
Yes.
But I think Aegon could be interesting. I don't think he needs redemption in the way that we saw Zuko's story unfold. So I'll hold the line there.
Grandmaster's like, I'm ready to forgive him. I'm ready to forgive him.
It should not be.
It's not a 1-to-1, but I think this will be he's already being humbled. He's about to be humbled some more.
Well, he could be incredibly humbled. I think that's fine. And it could be interesting. I don't know how much redemption he needs. I don't think he needs to rebuild a lot. But I think one of our council members has been unmuted for a while, so I want to make sure she got some time.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, what is Aegon's plan if the result is not mutual destruction? Like, is he just going to stay there forever? Like, this whole rebuilding idea only works if both sides crash and burn. If one side actually comes out successful, like, the people are going to turn to them because they're actually there in the moment fighting for them. So I don't know. As much as I like this plan, and I do feel bad for Aegon, it just, are you gonna move any pieces to hopefully blow up both sides? I don't know how this will work.
Oh,
Well, that's a really good point. As far as maybe he will be sabotaging from the inside or from the outside, because you're right. They're gonna be like, hey, what happened to Aegon? Aegon who?
he's
He hasn't been here.
He's gonna go like walking just with his cane. He's gonna see Rhaenyra's banner, and he's gonna, okay, I'm going back to Essos right now, and that's it. But yeah, it's a plan. It's a long-term plan, but there's really no guarantee it's gonna be fruitful, right?
It's high risk, is what it is.
It's a high risk, high reward.
Correct.
But
He gets to live. That's
he
the
gets to
trade-off.
live.
That's the biggest thing he gets out of
Right.
it. He gets to live, because under the rule of Aemon One Eye, nobody is safe.
Nope.
Again, look what he did to Helena. Now, Helena adds an interesting layer to all this. She's essentially a book reader that knows more than the author. She's like Deadpool. She breaks the fourth wall. She knows everything. I think this episode confirms it. How much do you believe of Helena, and how much do you believe what she says comes true? Because she dropped some big spoilers here. She's a walking spoiler. She told us how this ends.
Oracle. She's an oracle.
A spoiler.
Yeah, oracle. Spoiler,
Oracles are spoilers. Yep.
whatever you want to call her. But she speaks into a certain degree, kind of like in riddles and very like mysterious, enigmatic sentences, giving you a hint of what's going to happen. Like in the first episode, she said it's like the rats, like the rats. He was making allusions to the rats. And obviously a rat catcher killed her son. So it's like she saw it happening. She saw it happening in not in a clear-cut way, but she saw the future. And she's seen the future beyond. Like she tells Aemon, you're gonna die. Dude, it's like, and even if you kill
Spoiler.
me, even if I take what Dreamfire,
It doesn't change the result.
whatever you do, I saw your death. I don't know how you're gonna die. I just see you're not there. And Aegon is going to be victorious in the end because you're dead.
Spoiler.
But yeah, she's an oracle.
I need her gone. She leaves no suspense with her presence.
Wait. Give me a moment. So you need her gone, yet you draw the line with Aemon putting a hand on her. Hey, come on, like decide.
Let her be free. Let her be free.
Oh no.
Let her
Live out her-
frolic
Your
in
ass.
the prairie.
Yes. With Dreamfire, let them go be free, and so she can stop dropping spoilers. Now, what is there? We're looking forward to Aemon's death. Now he's gonna die. She dropped the biggest spoiler of the series.
But the biggest thing is how he dies. You knew he was gonna die. There's no way
I was
he's
about
living
to
past
say.
this. There's no way.
We know the ending. We all know the ending of this story.
Mm.
I don't like saying it. Don't see Miss Mad missed that line in Game of
This is
Thrones.
the rogue. This is the
Don't-
rogue one of Game of Thrones.
I get spoiled in different ways, but I really don't confidently know what happens because I try to avoid it at all costs.
Mm.
All right, don't go back and rewatch Game of Thrones because Joffrey will ruin the ending.
Hmm
So be mindful.
I think to answer your question about Helena, I think you believe her 100%. Like I think from season 1 until now, anytime that she said something, even if it isn't riddles, it's ultimately happened in whatever way. And so, yeah, I absolutely believe her.
She's never been wrong yet.
Yeah.
I guess, if you believe her, which you tell me what you saw in Aemon's one eye, it looks like he's believing her. Does this change how he navigates what he does next? Is he going to be challenging death? Is he going to be, doing everything he can to avoid his imminent death? I feel that also another layer of walls that he's pushed up against, because now he's still, trying to hold his seat as Prince Regent, soon to be king. But now he's he has to conquer death.
He's conquering the fates. It's like fate has decided that you're gonna die. I don't know when, I don't know how, and he's gonna try to challenge it. He's challenged for the throne. He is now challenging, like he's fighting a war against Rhaenyra and all her freaking dragons, and now he's fighting a war against the fates themselves.
If you
I
had
think
the
it
chance,
also goes. I was gonna say, I think it also goes back and forth, whether it be like he's trying to evade death, but is he just playing into his inevitable fate, or is that like a part of his story to try to fix it, or is he really gonna avoid it? I don't know, because how fun would it really be if Helena really did spoil like this season? I don't
she
know.
did.
Oh,
She's
but
a walking spoiler.
no, but some like another line that was dropped, and we'll likely talk about it later. It's like, again, everyone has a part to play, and she told Aemond his part to play, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah. Everybody forgets this is just a prelude to a larger story here. So that is a very overarching kind of cloud that looms over these characters and us as viewers. I also really like the line where Helena said, "Or what? You're gonna burn me like you did Aegon?"
Tell
And I
him.
was like, "Ooh,
Tell him. Do it.
Get him! I know what you did."
Those words are treason.
Oh, I loved it.
She ate. Get his ass. Let's talk about Dr. Mondo's favorite, Kristen Cole. Made a nice little return here. Just to, get in his headspace. Sniffing favors. Thinking about the queen. He came clean to Gwaine.
I mean, he didn't really come clean to him.
He came clean.
He was hovering over Kristen Cole's shoulder saying, is that my sister? Treason! I'm like, what if he didn't pull that out? You don't get this scene whatsoever.
Well, we did get the scene, and he said here, the desire for women has brought me grief after grief. You darn Skippy. Don't you like that he's coming clean and coming to own up his truth?
Well, I think he's coming clean of his own irrelevance.
No.
It's like he's finally noticing, wow, it's like I really am irrelevant in all this, and I'm just a petty guy to a certain degree, and now I am marching towards my annihilation.
Because honor is a mist. Honor's huge in Game of Thrones. Honor can really dictate a lot of what transpires in this story. And he said, it's fake. It's a social construct.
The dragons are real. They humbled me.
He dropped the hardest bar. He said the dragons dance and men are like dust under their feet. Eating.
Those are bars.
No, like
Eating.
the lines that he dropped were amazing. I really liked those lines that he dropped. And
You like him now.
And it's not that I like him. It's like, again, this is good writing. It's like I still hate his guts as a character, but it's like they wrote him well for me to hate him and hate his guts. But he also says that it's now as we march towards annihilation, I think death is kind of like our sweet relief. I think that's what he's saying. Something like he's coming to terms. It's like and this is a thing in the episode. It's like everyone's coming to terms with the gravity of the situation at hand.
Ooh.
What all of this entails. What this war entails.
Yeah.
All the loss and the consequences of it all. And you're noticing this is kind of like Armageddon right here that we just set in motion. And you can't do anything to stop it. You're powerless.
I kind of like that Dr. Mondo mentioned that, because like everyone's ego and hubris was put in check this episode. Anyone that you hated, anyone that you liked, it was put on the line with Damon, Sir Kristen Cole, and it put you in a limelight where it's like, do I feel sorry for this person? Do I like them now? Probably not, but it makes you question it at this point to where in next season, when they start fighting and killing each other, are you going to shed a tear at their death? I don't know. No, so
everyone has had a part to play.
Everyone, yes.
Everyone has had a part to play, and that's like the thing in this episode. Everyone has had a part to play, be it big, be it small, in how everything has turned out. And some are seen like, okay, this was the part I played, I'm proud of it. Some are seen, I had this part and I am not proud of it. I regret it, but I can't take it back. And now I just got to march on forward to, to the consequences that wait for me. You reap what you sow.
Yeah, reap what you sow. We'll come back to Alicent. The last little piece of the green, Lannister, Tylan, and his little escapades in Essos. I could have done without all this.
No, you liked it. You liked it. You like the mud wrestling.
I don't like him. I don't like his brother. So I don't care about this. Admiral Lahar, I wish to have your children. I want you to impregnate my wives. I don't care. But it sets up the pieces. They have a pirate army.
This was the weakest part, I think, of the episode for me. And even so, I do understand why.
They should have done this an episode ago, not in the finale.
I agree.
I can buy that. Yeah.
I'm
okay with it existing. Just you're right, for the finale, maybe not here. Kind of
it's
slows
all too
things
goofy.
down. Sometimes you need some lightheartedness. This is your Marvel. This is your MCU. You gotta crack a joke. You gotta.
I didn't need any.
Someone's got to throw a pie.
Nope. We don't need no mud wrestling. We don't need no wives crack. We don't need nothing. I don't need it. They could have done this 2 episodes ago, and it would have been fine there. I hate it here, and he hates it too.
I don't know.
What you get. You Lannister cock. That's what they get. They're too cocky.
It's the lion.
All right. We'll come back to Alicent. Okay, we'll save her for the end. Let's check in with the Blacks. The best team there is around. A lot's going on with Team Black. They got their new riders. And Hugh Hammer. And Adam of Hall. The Bastards. Go Bastards. What's Game of Thrones without bastards? You need bastards. They said you want Game of Thrones, throw in some medieval, throw in some magic, throw in some bastards.
And here you have them, the Holy Trinity.
Correct. Do you like how the bastards are, how they are integrating here into Team Black? I thought this went terribly wrong, and it couldn't have gone worse.
Terribly right, because I like Ulf's interactions with everyone.
Of course you like Ulf. Of course you like
I'm not saying I like Ulf. I just like the interactions. I like the interactions with him because that's funny.
You like
he doesn't know how to behave.
Story. He does know how to behave.
He does not.
Living it up. He's living it up, and he just doesn't care. Show some respect, Ulf. Act like you've been here before.
He's never been here before. He was stuck in the tavern for his entire life, telling these terrible lies.
I know good and well, in the presence of the queen, you shut the hell up, okay? Not what? Give me more of these little birds.
He realized he got the blood of the dragon coursing through his veins. He's gonna live it up a little bit, just a little bit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jace was right. Freaking mongrel. Man.
He gave him a hug. Or was that improper?
Don't touch death. No, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Okay? Ulf gotta go.
He gotta go. You want him to die?
He can't be here. He needs to go to reform school.
You want him to eat outside like a dog?
He needs to go to reform and etiquette school before they ever let him back on Silverwing.
But you mean
this is not
You mean
good.
to the wall?
No, just reform school. They need to teach him the salad fork from the dessert fork. Okay, he can't be doing this.
Hey, where in Westeros? Where the fucking Westeros is that, man?
I don't know, but this is unacceptable.
It's an opportunity to learn.
Opportunity for growth.
Correct. Correct.
Hugh's learning. Adam's learning. Oath don't care.
Everyone learns at a different pace.
No. Don't bring in psychology into this.
This is a classroom, and every student learns at a different pace, and it's the teacher's job to bring all his or her students at the right pace.
So are you saying there's no bad students, just bad teachers?
In this scenario, yes.
Wow. Okay. Sure. Hey, two-thirds seem to be doing good here. Adam and Hugh seem to be doing just fine. Ulf is the oddball out. How do you like Jace's interactions here and his come to terms with his station and his bastardization? I think this all really works here. And actually, I know what I just said just a minute ago. I agree with Jace, but Jace need to come off his high horse a bit.
Your hair's as dark as they say. That was fun. I like that scene.
No, that's what I'm talking about. What are you doing? You don't do that. You don't do that.
Oh man,
I
that's
do
funny.
think that the scene between Jace and Bela kind of summed up what I thought about his whole journey, and it's just like he's lashing out, or he feels the way he feels because of like his own insecurities. And so if I could just project that I feel like maybe I shouldn't be here, or imposter syndrome, or that I've been criticized in a particular way, so now I'm criticizing myself, and in turn going to criticize others that I feel are maybe similar in some way, in this case all being illegitimate. He just happens to have like different circumstances and different resources. So I really appreciated that there was that interaction between Bela and Jace, just to kind of parsing that out, and that he's not like a bad person, but yeah, things are difficult, and he can't control the circumstances of his own birth, but also they have a job to do. And if he actually wants to be able to rise up to his station and be a future king, you got to work with these people. And it doesn't diminish, his own qualities and who he is as a person. And you also have to remember, like, Jace is also super young, in the context of the world too. And so you have this like teenager who is trying to figure out who he is in the midst of a war for succession, who just lost his brother, whose other brothers have been sent away. And so all he has is likely just time to think about himself and his future. And so, yeah, insecurities come up.
Yeah, and just like highlighting a little bit of that, right? I think Bela, she really kind of highlights it's like, one, dude, you're not the first, you're not the last. And it's like, sure, let's say you're a bastard, but you also have your mother's blood in you. It's like, you are her heir. You are her son. You are her right. You're the person she loves, she trusts the most. Act like it. Take it, embrace it. Forget about everything else, Rise above. But it was nice to see kind of Jace, with like those doubts those inner doubts that he's having. And I think it's going to make him a more complete character going forward, And he truly is embracing himself as, I am truly the heir, even though at parts he didn't feel worthy of being the heir because he didn't know who he was. That imposter syndrome, as you were saying.
Behind every great man is a great black woman to bring him down a notch. Go Bela, the voice of reason. But yeah, no, Jace needed some humbling in this moment. Hey, Maybe he'll become brothers with his fellow dragon riders. Ooh, maybe they form a kinship. Ooh, maybe Ulf is that funny uncle at the barbecue, you know, it gets a little too, you know, has a little too much. So this altogether is fun, just kind of seeing how they navigate. You know, Adam's ready to go, but that's because Adam and Alan, you know, they've had a different life than these other ones. We get a nice interaction. Actually, probably one of the best scenes in, I think, the episode, with Corliss and Alan, you know, because, you know, Adam's over here. He's like, you know, I'm gonna do what's right. I'm gonna be a dragon rider. I'm gonna serve my queen. My father is of no consequence. And then, you know, Alan's gonna get this one-on-one with Corliss, and man, go Alan. He said, drop the BS. I don't need your help. I don't want your help. And boom, I love this scene. He said, I watched you walk past me and Adam with your heirs. And now that everybody's gone, now you care?
Oh yeah, I had that one son. Let me go get him now.
Yeah, Laenor. Yes, he had 2 children.
That's funny.
He had Rhaenys. Now he's got nobody. So now he says, hey, don't I got 2 bastards running around?
This show.
Let me see if I can help them.
This franchise's power dynamic scales around bastards. They always have.
You need bastards to make Game of Thrones work. No, I just like I thought this was a really good scene, as far as, you know, just kind of a lot of Game of Thrones, as we talk about, is dealing with, you know, the hand you were dealt with at birth, and how that hand can either change over a course of time, or if you hold fast and, you know, remain true to who you are despite the hand you were dealt. And I like this scene for Alan. Shout out to him, because Corliss needed kind of a wake-up call, as far as, you know, yeah, you're a little too late, man. You're a little too late. But it's also that very middle ground where it's like, can you blame Corliss for doing what he's doing now? You could punish him and blame him for what he didn't do back then, but he's doing something now. He's in the present. You know, it's not going to be well received 100%.
Yeah, this is just go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I don't understand why Corliss won't admit to like him being their father. I feel like his conversation with Rhaenyra, she was almost like egging him on, like talking about Adam of Hull, and I feel like I do understand Alan's like feelings with him towards the present, because he's like doing as much as he can without really trying to step into the true role that he stepped out of in the beginning. So I think maybe acknowledging them as his like offspring, and that's why they're dragon rider, or Adam of Hull is a dragon rider, and all of that. But you know, he won't do it, not yet.
I think it comes down to his whole history remembers names. They will remember the name Corliss Velaryon, the sea snake. You know, Laenor, Laena, the whole bastards. And I guess maybe he doesn't want it.
He doesn't.
Which is a shame.
No, but I think, again, this episode, egos were just, you know, put in check.
Yeah.
And again, Alan, right? Because I know it's Alan and Adam. Alan is the one of the hub.
The
Adam is
soup.
the dragon rider.
Carrot soup.
Yeah,
Okay,
Adam
perfect.
is the dragon rider.
Yeah. I always get them confused. So I think, like, I was like, yes, Alan, say your truth. Because despite your station, you rose above it on your own terms, through your own hard work, through your own blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Never needed a handout.
Never needed a handout. And now it's like, now you're trying to be a father. Now you're trying to be a father. But as Miss Matt said, it's kind of like without openly admitting that you're my father. Which is that, like, come on and say it.
Say it.
You want to help me? Like, first, take the first step of actually admitting, yes, I am your bastard son. But you don't want to say that, don't you? And it's that almost like you're trying to coddle your own ego here. And it's like you're trying to beat around the bush and not really tackle the topic at hand here. So I loved how he just came out like, yeah, it's like, I'm doing what I'm doing because I have a job to do. I have a job to do. I'm not doing this out of a favor. I'm doing this because this is my job. And I'm not going to accept any favors from you. You are not my father. You may have had a hand in birthing me, but you didn't raise me. You didn't make me into the man that I am. So I think that was a very well written interaction. I felt it. And I was like, yes, say it.
Yes. Shout out to Dr. Jason. I don't even know if you know this. You know that's
Probably
Bayek
not.
Siwa.
Bayek. Oh crap! It is.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
He ventured into Crocodilopolis. Bayek of Siwa. That's awesome.
For,
wow,
the
you know
Assassin's
what?
Creed fans. Yeah, now you hear it.
No, now I hear
it.
it because I was watching him this whole season. I'm like, I know he's from something. I don't know what. Probably a cartoon. I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up. Wow, Bayek of Siwa. My favoritism with him has just shot up tremendously. Love it.
Rightfully so. Rhaenyra finally got some counsel from Corlys. Yeah, got the advantage. Now do something with it. God, Jesus, do something. 7 dragons. They burned Sharp's Point. Please go do something.
No.
I get it. But she's got to do something. Burn a couple thousand people at Old Town.
Wow.
And let it be done.
Wow.
Let it be done.
Wow. It's like a Band-Aid, right?
What would
yeah, it's
Daenerys
easy.
do? What would Daenerys do?
She would go crazy, which is what she did. What do you mean?
Okay. Rhaenyra needs to do something big here. Like she said, you kill a couple thousand, save 1 million. Boom. It's that train scenario.
That's a bad
Trolley
analogy.
problem?
The trolley, yes, the trolley. It is what it is. You got 7 dragons, and you're just gonna sit here waiting for Vhagar to just do whatever?
I gotta let him take the first swing.
No. He already took the first swing.
Second time's the charm. I gotta wait to retaliate.
No.
I gotta let everyone know that he's the villain here. Not
they
me.
They know. People at Old Town know. They should have been left. They don't want to get burned. King's Landing, they should have been left. They don't want to get burned. Because humans are just dust under the dance of the dragon's feet. Nobody wins. So just burn them.
No, but I think this is definitely, it's like a ruler's dilemma, right? It's like you have these impossible decisions to make. That like none of them is like really the right answer, because like a lot of people lose in the end. It's just you take the decision where people lose the less. And I think throughout the season, it's also been hinted, it's like Rhaenyra's been actively trying to avoid this war, because this is really a war of mutually assured destruction. This is almost it's almost like, if you're going like history, like a Cold War, this constant bluff that's going on between the USSR and America. And it's like, you got nuclear warheads, whoever fires first, like the world is gonna end. As simple as that. So this is kind of like a Cold War, what's going on, in a sense. And you don't want it to blow up. But you've reached this point, you've reached the Bay of Pigs, almost the Bay of Pigs here.
Wow, yeah.
That's like, it's gonna blow up. And now it's like, it's gonna blow up. You just got, you have to decide who ignites the flame, them or you. That's what you got. That's what you got to decide here. And she's at odds. Like, she's at odds, and it's like she's talking to
Mysaria.
Saying like, I have to kill these thousands of people. And it's like, I know I have to do it, because if I don't, this is going to continue on forever. And like Mysaria is trying to convince her, like, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Like, they will remember you as just, this is an impossible decision. You have to make it as a ruler. And this, heavy is the crown who wears it. This is part of it.
To do nothing would be more damaging.
Exactly.
She didn't flinch at those Targaryen bastards she had Vermithor cook last week. So, but a couple thousand, I get it. It's so much.
I do also, and it may just be what kind of I read as part of her character, is not that the throne doesn't matter to her, and in taking up this kind of position and being queen doesn't matter. It's felt that she's wanted confirmation of something greater than just herself, though. That even if you think back to season 1, in the episode where she is where she's still the younger version of herself, she's out in the forest and she sees the, I don't know the animal name,
the heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
That this was confirmation of like, wait, no, I need to kind of stay the path because there's something more than just myself. And then she learns about kind of the Song of Ice and Fire, and so there are like these crumbs in which it's felt, and even last week with the red sewing of her connection to like Vermithor and him coming out, and there's a really wonderful shot in which like she's kind of uptaking her position as like the Dragon Queen. And so it's felt like over the course of at least this season, some of the hesitancy beyond like, yes, there will be a lot of destruction, and she's experienced some of that already with her son dying. It's felt like there's been hesitancy because like, okay, does this, in the grand scheme of things, will this really matter? Will this really have impact beyond just me being queen? And I think we with the scene with Daemon, which I imagine we're gonna get to, him saying like, I saw it, like I had this vision, I saw what our future looks like, this is bigger than us. It felt more like, okay, we have to do this and I have to commit. And so I think that feels like part of it, and I don't know if that'll be explored more, and certainly won't share anything in terms of like book details, but it's something that I've just noticed that like, yes, she does care about being queen, and there's this element of like her growing up and hearing stories from her father and knowing what this prophecy is and holding that as part of her role too. So,
and I think the last thing that might be holding her back is also her father's legacy. That, you know, Viserion was pretty much the king of peace. You know, he kept everyone together. It was a peaceful time, no war, and everything that she is doing, although kind of forced, they have forced her hand into doing all this, it goes completely against what her father wanted. And that it's like, she's dealing with the guilt that of like her committing these actions because of her own morality, her own values, her own, and the legacy that what her father would think, this is not what my father wanted. She's constantly dealing also with that.
I think if she can just remember that none of this is her fault, she would be at a much better resolve, I believe. But definitely, as far as her resolve goes, the Happy Haunts ending in Harrenhal definitely helped her as far as reassuring kind of what her role may end, how it may end in this story. Daemon has quite the vision, the last vision. Like we said, he finally did see older Rhaenyra in his haunt. Then he touches the weirwood tree and he sees everything. Didn't think this was going to be a thing in this series, nor do I even know if it's alluded to in the books. He saw everything.
Did he see season 8?
I don't think he saw season 8, but I think he confirmed of what he saw. He saw the mass destruction. He saw the Night King. And he saw Daenerys, the unburnt, with her 3 dragons. Not sure if it was ever kind of put into context of what he saw versus, actually visualizing and what he saw, But hey, he said winter is coming in High Valyrian, which I don't think it's ever been done before.
He got humbled. Cool. He got humbled real quick.
Well, he got humbled, but also this was always a part of his core, I think he just, you have desires, you have wants, but at the end of the day, when you look back at it, he never once betrayed Viserys. He didn't let people speak ill will of Viserys. And when it comes down to it, Rhaenyra is an extension of Viserys, and the love he had for his brother weirdly translated into the love he had for his daughter. And therefore, did you ever think he was really gonna betray her?
No,
that's the big question. Yeah,
there was no way. No, I didn't like that they were trying to allude to that. Like, oh, will he? Won't he? You never know. He wants that seat. He's been wanting that seat his entire life, and I'm like, I don't buy him throwing Rhaenyra under the bus for that throne. No,
I think it was the purpose of this episode. It's you kind of knew, that he wasn't going to betray Rhaenyra. You knew it, but you wanted to figure out what will make him follow Rhaenyra, what will make him bend the knee towards Rhaenyra, what will make him accept Rhaenyra, what had to happen inside his head and outside to make him bend that knee. And we saw Daemon's character be broken and rebuilt to a certain degree, right? His ego was just put in check. You were forced to come to terms with the actions of your past, and now it's kind of you have this opportunity to redeem yourself in a certain way, right? To do something that's greater than yourself. And you weren't there for your brother Viserion. Now it's time that you're there for Rhaenyra. This is your way.
Is this the first time he's bent the knee to her?
If I'm not mistaken, I think so. It's the first time he's called her my queen, because she asked him that in the first episode. In that first episode,
yeah,
he asked him,
and he ran away.
He ran away. He didn't answer.
Don't make me. That's funny.
Yeah, this scene reminded me of the end of The Return of the King, where Aragorn's like, "You bow to no one." Everybody bows to Rhaenyra. It was a nice reaffirming kind of thing, seeing the river people. I think wholeheartedly, many folk, they believe in Rhaenyra. I mean, Green's been doing a shit show for running the throne. They not been doing great. But also, yeah, when it comes down to it, Rhaenyra is just she was raised to do this. Just let her do it. So it was nice to see the reaffirming of it all by these river lords here. They got these on top of 7 dragons. She's got quite the army, or quite the
the army's huge. Yeah.
She's got all the river lords.
Right.
And all their bannermen. The North is coming down.
Correct.
Yeah, right. Right. The Starks and their bannermen are coming through. And then she got the sea snake doing things in the sea.
Who was that one guy that went to Daemon and he's like, Rhaenyra's intentions are good, but we need a king.
We need a man. This is a man's world.
I like how he attempted it. It turned into nothing.
Do you see the problem? It's guys like him and Otto Hightower that this all
Don't
happens.
speak ill of Otto Hightower.
Look at Otto Hightower now.
What's wrong? Why is he in a cell?
I don't know why he's in a cell.
Why is he in the pig's den? That's not.
I was like, damn, Otto, what happened to you? Did you get a warm welcome at Old Town?
I want to know what happened.
I don't know why he's in a cell. But no, see, it's the machinations of old men are the problem. Okay. He tried to stir the pot. He said, I never took you for a turncoat. And he's like, well, yeah, you're a man. She's a woman. You know, that's literally, that's all. That's their little logic. Why would she make a bad queen? She's a woman. Hello.
She was making indecisive decisions. She would not sick those dragons at the Red Keep.
As we've been saying, it's a nuclear deterrent. She is not trying to blow shit up.
Oh man, that's funny.
So,
Shout out to Simon Strong though, who very quickly.
A snitch.
Well, yes, and
I'm just.
and his outfits have looked wonderful the entire season.
They have.
Anyone has noticed the costuming? He looks great. We know where the budget went in Harrenhal.
He's funny.
He's very hospitable.
He said, "Oh dear, I need to
No,
tell
he's
Rhaenyra."
been really good all season. So
He plays his cards right. Actually, and look, Rhaenyra learns. Did she fly alone to Harrenhal? No, she took Adam. You know why? Because if Vhagar shows up, two's better than one.
Not if he's hiding behind the castle.
He can't hide behind a castle forever.
It's her favorite trick in the book. Hide behind the castle and do a sneak attack.
It's called whack-a-mole. She pops up, and if you don't whack her, she gonna eat you. All right. Everyone has declared who they with, and then there's one person who just wants to be free of it all. Miss Allison. She had her time at the lake when she went to Lake Laogai, and she did some reforming of her brain and how it works, and she said, you know what, I like this. No children, no war, no throne, just me and a nice body of water. I want this for the rest of my life. And so, you know, I think she had that feeling, and then Aemon sent her over when he came after Helena. You know, Allison finally said, I'm gonna be a mother. I'm gonna step up and defend my daughter. No, Aemon, no. Stop it, Aemon. This is not okay. All right, you will reign ruin. Oh, did I write it down? Hold up.
I don't know.
Nope, I didn't write it down. But she said, you will reign ruin in your little tantrum here. You need to stop it right now. Were you proud of Allison in this moment for finally stepping up and being a mother?
I mean, at least she did something.
Oh,
She was decisive in this moment, which is good. It's good. She protected Helena.
Yes.
So
this was good.
Good for her.
She realized she did a shit job raising these children. She said, it's not too late. I can still save them.
I can still save the one. The one.
Well, she thinks here. She steps up, protects Helena, and then she says, I gotta make things right. And she does the one thing no one thought she would do. Where does she run to? Dragonstone. And she has a conversation with Rhaenyra, the second one of the season. They've only talked twice. This was a good conversation. Are you happy, Allison? Again, kind of this thing about egos being put in check. Allison coming down off of her high tower.
Oh. That's where it is.
You see that? came down from her high tower and said, listen, I was wrong. I'm not good at this. Viserys never loved me. He loved your mother. And I did a bang up job raising those kids. What can we do? And she's like, and rightfully so, Rhaenyra said, it's too late.
What you talking about? I came to you in the Sept. You kidding me?
Right.
This was weeks ago.
Right.
Oh man, that was funny. Rightfully so. Yeah, I'd be pissed too.
No, it's kind of like, again, Alicent, she, to a certain degree, was the person who pretty much set everything in motion to start this entire war, this entire conflict. And Rhaenyra is like saying, so now you just want to wash your hands, say sorry, and that's it? No, it's like, one, it's like, you're the cause of all this. Two, I tried talking to you weeks before, you shunned me, and now you're coming back to me. It's like, no, it's like, you gotta give something up. You can't wash all this away. Everything you have done has consequences, and now you have to suffer the consequences to make this.
And then also, Alicent in her, solution is a solution that is not the, the whole 9-yard solution. She's like, Aemon's gonna go meet them at Harrenhal. Come sit on your throne, and it's over. She's like, okay, what about Aegon?
Well,
She's
about
that, he gets to walk away. He's crippled.
I can negotiate. We can negotiate.
I can talk to him. He calls for his mother in the dark.
He's humbled.
Rhaenyra's like, bitch, I gotta cut off his head, and I gotta do it before the masses.
A son for a son?
Full circle.
I like this scene. It was really good.
Rhaenyra's right. It's the only way. Son for a son.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed this scene. I think, honestly, I know, like, in the books, and there's been so much, like, upsetness, that's probably not a word, there's been some dissension with the fact that the show is more centered on, like, Alicent and Rhaenyra's relationship than, say, like, the books, because it really is about kind of Aegon versus Rhaenyra, etc., because the relationship is different in the books. But that is why George said that there's just different canon, that there's going to be a lot of similarities between the two stories, but they also want to create their own relationships and events, etc., and interpretation. And so ultimately, like, the heartbeat of the show is the relationship between Rhaenyra and Alicent. And I think different people have their own interpretation of what it is, but I see this as like a tragedy, whether it is queer coded, whether it's like romance coded or platonic, like whatever the case is, it's tragic that people who really cared about each other and had a life together and had a connection and had an understanding because of the circumstances of their birth, because of how society functions, because of what their duty or responsibilities are just unable to be together in a way that they're not hurting or destroying one another. And so even this idea of like, yes, I want to be free and I want my daughter and her daughter to be free, and it would come at a cost. And so I think that's just gonna keep getting worse. I don't anticipate it gets any better. But for me, it's just really fun to watch, and it's a month, like, within a show that is so focused on like the dragons and inevitably we will have the wars. It's just really, really fascinating to have like the centerpiece be like a female friendship, a female connection, but just between two main women. And yeah, I just, it's great. I really enjoy it. And I thought the scene was both Emma and Olivia are just like wonderful together, and any scene that they've been in, even the one in the set that we talked about a couple weeks ago, that anytime we've been able to see them both on screen together, it's been really great to watch. So.
No, I think you highlighted something that's very great that this show does amazingly. That's like in a show about dragons, where like any other show, and the dragons are epic in House of the Dragons. It's like how the characters are really the centerpiece of it all, and they're the beating heart of this show. They really keep everything moving, and it makes the show so much better. And again, the dragons are a tool in the show to serve other means, and yes, they make it very epic. But it's funny because this show does something that in a previous pod we touched upon. I think it was a Godzilla -1, that it was just like Godzilla is in that movie, but the most interesting aspect of that entire movie are the characters in the movie, the human characters in the movie. So I think this show does a really wonderful job at that, and just seeing as that destruction, that unraveling of that friendship being the reason that a whole continent is at war. It's sad, it's tragic, but it's also wonderfully constructed that you're like seeing it just unravel before your eyes, and how this could all have been resolved so much differently.
Is this trying to say that women are just petty? Is that what it's saying?
This scene?
But
No, what the hell?
No.
Why would this scene? Why would you get that from this scene?
I just know some. I don't.
Go back and rewatch it. No, go
I'm
back.
not the spokesperson for women, but women
Clearly,
you're best friends one day, then you're enemies the next, and then you reconcile 10 years later.
You're canceled.
I don't know if any of the women here can speak to that. But,
I would say the reason why their relationship broke down is because of systemic issues.
of
And
the
men.
patriarchy.
Men.
Yes, like literally.
Old
Yes.
men.
If one of them was groomed since she was a child to become the queen, and then
And
is
then one of them was
abused throughout her
groomed.
relationship, and like there's this whole they're all everything outside of their connection with one another then impacted their connection with one another. So I don't think it's anything about women being petty.
Let me ask you this, piggybacking off of the petty question. Allison, if she name drops Kristen Cole as her lover, does Rhaenyra cut off her head right then and there?
No.
Why would she? She doesn't care.
Doesn't care about Kristen
I
Cole.
think you have a very surface level understanding of women? And female friendship.
Go check
I
yourself.
don't think it's going great for you. I don't think it feels.
Why
Like,
did she name drop
wouldn't-
Kristen Cole?
Like the point, Grand Maester.
Nah, I'm just here to stir up conversation.
No,
It
no,
wouldn't be
no.
yeah, it wouldn't be so tragic if it wasn't deep. And so if
yes.
it was surface level and petty, we wouldn't care.
Right.
It wouldn't be interesting. So
No, you're right. You're right.
The next question you're gonna ask: what if Rhaenyra pulled Allison's hair?
Stop. I don't need the
Duh.
cat fight. She already sliced her wrist with the knife. So, from here it's swords. But hey, look, Allison said, all right, son first son. It's going to set things right. Now, talking about season 3,
But
when she gets back,
Aegon's not there.
and it's going to be the same shit where it's like, go kill Aemon One Eye. We can't find him. What do we do now? Kill that baby. Where's the cripple? We can't find him. What do we do now?
Just sit on the throne. Just sit there. It's whoever sits there. It's like a game of capture the flag. Whoever sits there first, they get the throne.
You mean King of the Hill?
King of the Hill, capture the flag, either one.
I have the high crown, Dana King.
But yeah, from here, we got what's coming for season 3. This will be the war.
did
This
you
will
mention
be-
Rhaena?
Well, that was the other part. That's the last little thing that I wish they would wrap it up.
She's running around too much.
I'm like, girl, it can't be that hard.
Can
to
you find
the
the
dragon?
Can you find this damn dragon?
Stop sleeping. Get off your ass, and you better find that dragon.
Yeah.
Well, she found it.
Finally, yeah.
It looks like a gnarly looking dragon.
I don't know.
Sheep stealer.
He looks really hungry.
Sheep stealer. I don't want to ride sheep stealer. That's a trashy looking dragon.
It's the dung heap dragon, the one in the dumpster that she found.
Correct. She found a feral cat. An unkept dragon.
You gotta train it up.
She found an alley cat. I guess. Hopefully, now that the Raina thing is actually a big controversy for book readers.
Why?
Raina was not supposed to be the rider of Sheep Stealer.
Oh, who was it supposed to be? Or is that a spoiler?
Well, the thing is, we don't know if it's been confirmed whether or not the character will ever show up, or if Raina has just taken the place
absorbed
of
the character.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much information you want to know, or
go ahead.
No. I could have looked it up, and I said I won't because it's gonna tell me too much. I already know things that I don't want to know.
I guess
because I was spoiled on something else because I watched this lady on TikTok. I didn't know she was going to go into great detail on when she said spoiler warning and I was like, gosh darn it.
Well, if people are interested, they can go look up Sheep Stealer and the history of that dragon.
Be wary. Be wary. We did see Tessarian, the Blue Queen.
We did, yes. That's Daeron's dragon.
Riding with the High Tower March. Harrenhal, I think, will be the big battle for season 3. It probably come on now. That can't be the mid.
How many
finale.
battles?
That's got to be it.
Is every episode going to be a battle?
It might be.
Damn well could be.
Wow.
we got a sea battle with Corlys, where Adam's gonna come riding in on Sea Smoke and save him.
Oh, okay.
And he's gonna be like, "That is my son.
Oh.
That is my son."
Okay.
You got Harrenhal, where Caraxes is gonna almost be taken out by Vhagar, and then Caraxes is gonna say, "I have the one thing that you don't have, Vhagar." And Vhagar's gonna be like, "What's that?" Friends. And then the rest of the dragons are gonna come in and say, "Take this, Vhagar! Dracarys!"
Gross. Thank God you're not in the writer's room.
I guess I am curious though, for other folks, what are you hoping to see in season 3?
How many seasons are confirmed that we have? 5?
I thought it was 4.
Or 4?
Oh, I don't know anything.
I think it's 4.
If it is 4, I don't mind just outright battles every episode for season 4, and then maybe season 3, and then season 4 is the aftermath of everyone. What? It is going to be their most expensive episode. Our season
battles cost money.
That's okay. They got the fandom. They're already raking in the views. They got it. And it doesn't have to be insane, dragons, stomping every single battlefield, but some swords clashing here and there, some cannons firing on the ships out at sea. But yeah, I don't know. All I see is just prepping for war. I don't know what to expect next season. I expect battles, CGI, a lot of money dumped into it.
But what would you like to see?
What would I like
you don't
to
have to expect anything. It could just be whatever. Now, you could be wrong, but what would you like to see?
I want them to take out that bitch Vhagar.
Actually, yeah, I want them to put Vhagar out. I'm tired of seeing that dragon. I'm tired of it. Yes, I want Vhagar to be put down finally, put to rest.
And Vhagar's last words will be like, "I'm sorry, I had to fight you." And they say, "Rest easy now, big girl."
Are we watching the same show?
Yes, I have to speak for the dragons.
Oh, right.
That's
Right.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think what I'm expecting with the next season is just like a good amount of battle sequences. I'm expecting at least most of them are going to be like cool skirmishes and all that. I'm expecting one at least that's going to be like an all-out war. Like think Helm's Deep of the Two Towers.
Helm's Deep.
It's like I'm expecting at least one.
I think that'll be Heron Hall. I think that's gonna be
No,
your
no,
Heron Hall.
I expect one of those to be a Helm's Deeper. But I'm also very curious of, again, all the characters, right? Now Damon, the rebuilding of Aegon, all that. I like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons because of what they do with the characters. The action is just a cherry on top of it all. So I'm expecting more action next season, but it doesn't need to be mindless action every episode. That's kind of like what I'm getting at.
I'm just hoping that they don't have any, like, or too many major deaths. I think Rhaenys hit a lot or hard this season, and I'm scared for some of these characters. Some, as mentioned, would hurt a lot less if they left, but there's some people I really care for.
Who would you hate to see eat it?
I would hate to see Jace eat it. I would hate to see probably like Bela, Reyna.
They're all going.
Yeah, just the children who are like so like they're fairly innocent in all of this, but like, you know, already Luke was gone, so I don't know. I would be sad for those people to go, and they're the only people that I could see. Like I don't see Rhaenyra leaving us, but I would be upset over that too. But that's just like a little bit less plausible.
Actually, now that you mention it, Jace is done.
You think he's gonna die?
Rhaenyra's gonna have no heirs. Damon crap.
He
She has
has
like
younger
3 more
children.
sons, right?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Correct.
Never mind. You're right. I hate to see Adam eat it. If someone needs to eat it, Dragon Rider, it needs to be Aemon or Ulf. One of them.
Why?
gotta
Oh
go.
no!
Y'all
Stop
been
this
able to
hate.
Take Aemon out.
Stop this hate on
Ulf
Ulf.
gotta
over
go.
Ulf.
He does
I'm
not
over
gotta
Ulf,
go.
right? I'm over Ulf. I'm over the buffoonery. I don't need this tomfoolery riding a dragon. I don't want it.
You like it in your
Silverwing
Marvel movies, but it's Game of Thrones where you draw the line.
Silverwing deserves better than Ulf. I don't know why.
Silverwing
she
chose
picked him.
Ulf.
I don't know why.
He
I
sees greatness in Ulf that you're not seeing.
I don't want it. I don't.
Wow.
I want to see Daron. I want to see
Oh,
him come
yeah.
and be cool.
I'm tired of hearing about him. Can we see
I'm
him
tired
now?
I'm tired of Aemon One Eye. I'm tired of Aegon, the pisser of pants. I want to see Daron and what he does.
I don't know.
Don't you want your boy Otto back?
I want Otto back.
Don't you want Otto in the captain's seat?
Put him back in. We need him back. He needs to steer this ship back on course.
I want to see.
First, he needs
go
to go
ahead.
to rehab, like because he's likely.
Oh,
You know
rehab for the
You know
first
what?
half?
Oh my gosh, a Game of Thrones soundtrack based on characters. Aegon is rehabbed by Amy Winehouse. They try to make me go to rehab. And I said, no. Yes, I want my crown, but my brother blew me down.
Terrible.
No, great. We could do a whole bit on it.
I'll let the AI cover figure it out.
Now, listen, we got 2 years.
It's not fair. I want to go back to the golden years.
Never. We're never getting
I
that
missed
again.
it.
We are getting something next year.
We are getting
Oh,
some.
right.
Not House of the Dragon.
Which is
See,
it?
this is the new trend. This is the new trend. You get the spin-off of the spin-off. So it goes back and forth where you always get some kind of Game of Thrones content.
So they're pulling the boys, right?
They're pulling the boys, they're pulling a Marvel. There's just so much content out now that you're never not gonna have something.
So what are we getting next year again?
Dr. Rika, what are we getting?
Duncan and Egg story. I can't remember the name of.
Oh, the Hedge Knight or the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
So this one is set 90 years before the original series.
And this is after the...
So this is after House of the Dragon.
Okay.
So who knows if there'll be any spoilers. So sorry.
You got to pay attention. I bet you they drop hints. Bet you they drop hints.
So while House of the Dragon is like 200-ish years before Game of Thrones, Duncan and Egg's story is 90 years before Game of Thrones.
Okay.
By the way, one thing we didn't mention was the Blood Raven being shown.
In the Vision?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Blood Raven or the Three-Eyed Raven?
The Three-Eyed Raven.
Okay, yeah, he was there.
I just want to mention that because I just remembered it, and I was like, wait, timelines. But yeah, so we do. I think there was like a 7-second little trailer or something for the show, but that comes out next year. So
we'll have that. Will it be as satisfying? I don't know. I know one thing about the Duncan Egg story. I don't know if it's enough.
It's one more thing than me.
Oh, you can put it together. It's dunk, the word dunk, and egg. What does egg sound like?
Like an egg?
Nope, you're spelling it wrong.
Don't know.
Egg.
Oh, AEG?
AEG.
Oh.
AEG.
Not enough. I'll wait for the trailer.
Well, there's so many, so why does it matter?
It doesn't. That name's lost all meaning. Unless
there's
it's the
like
first
20
one.
of them running around.
Oh my goodness. No.
Did you put it together?
Oh, why did you get it now? This bad?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Egg. It's egg.
I know. Is it the Mad King?
No, that's Viserys.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's Aerys. Sorry. Aerys is the Mad King.
Spell it out.
it's Aegon the 5th.
Oh, it's the 5th.
I think it's the 5th.
Oh, I don't know which one that one is.
I believe it is the story of. I could be wrong, but I think it's Aegon the 5th.
I don't know his parentage. Don't tell me his parentage.
I don't either.
Right now.
All I know, I think he's the 5th one, but that's about all. I don't really know a lot about that. I think all I know is I think there are like 3 separate novellas, so maybe there'll be like 3 seasons. I'm not really sure, but
we'll see if it satisfies. It just needs to carry us until 2026. That's all it needs to do.
We'll see. It's a season
we shall
one.
see.
It's a season 1. I don't know how well it's gonna carry.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Any closing thoughts for House of the Dragon season 2?
Really like the season 2. Just again, great build up for what is to come in season 3. This really was the Cold War heating up. So I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I give it easily like a 9 out of 10.
Better than season 1. I would say it's better than season 1. I would say it's better.
Okay.
I liked it. I liked it a lot more. Stuff happened this time. A lot of setup in season 1. Some more setup in season 2, but there was more agency in season 2. So definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really like this season as well. I just feel they did a great job developing the characters and like your personal like relationships with them. So I appreciated it, and I feel like that's why my number 1 fear is any of them being killed, but I really liked it because now I'm invested in it and I'm excited.
Dr. Rika.
Sorry, I was running to get my charger for my laptop. I'm out of breath for running. I really appreciate it this season for all the reasons that were already named, of just being able to spend time with characters. I personally don't mind when there is a lull in the action because that means that we get to spend more time just getting to know who these people were maybe rooting for or against are. And so I think season 3 and 4 will likely be pretty action packed. And now at least we have a little understanding about why. So I'm excited for what's to come. I think what actually has been really cool about knowing some book details is seeing how they do things differently. So it's still like exciting for me, even with like potentially knowing, okay, maybe this particular battle or person or event will happen, but I don't quite know how the show is going to do it. So it still keeps me on my toes. I'm still invested. So I had a good time this season.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna wrap it up and just say House of the Dragons has done a great job at separating itself from Game of Thrones, the main series. And shall it continue to do so, they will have my vote. I definitely, I guess I'd like maybe season 2 better, but you don't get season 2 without the setup in season 1. And I hope it continues its greatness into season 3. 2026, you couldn't come sooner. With that said, that is it from us here at the small council of the Yonko table discussing House of the Dragon season 2 finale, The Queen That Ever Was. We'll see you again in 2026 where we talk about season 3 of House of the Dragon. We don't know if we're gonna watch the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We might. Who knows? Time will tell. But thank you for listening on your various podcast stations. Thank you for following us on all social media accounts. Thank you for following Dr. Jace and his YouTube endeavors. And goodness gracious, that is it from us. I'm your Yonko host, Grand Maester Hoop of House Velaryon, fellow Yonko, Dr. Jace, attorney of House Martell, and Supernovas, Miss Mad of House Tyrell, Dr. Mondo of House Greyjoy, and Dr. Rika of House Stark. How shall we end this?
I'm House Greyjoy. What the heck?
Damn right. Speak your piece. Speak your purse. Speak your piece.
You're wearing a gray shirt.
Sing a song, Grand Maester.
I don't know no songs. Sing a dragon song.
Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales.
It's almost time for Dragon Tales.
Oh, yeah. Got
Miss
nothing.
Mad. It's your background.
I unfortunately only know Dragon Tales, and I just
Wow.
That's the only, exactly. That's the only one you gotta
weren't
know.
A fan. You weren't a
Come along, take my hand. Let's
There we go.
Let's sing that. What about American Dragon? Jake Long, American Dragon.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's
Yours
not
just
about.
escaped me in this
Wow. Wow.
I was just gonna sing a sea shanty because what? Well, now I'm a Greyjoy. So what the hell?
Sing a
It's
sea
like-
shanty about dragons.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was Billy O.T. The winds blew up her, tipped him down. Oh, blow my bully boys blow.
Oh!
Hey, the weatherman blows, the dragon comes and the dragon goes. The dragon blows all the way to the day.